Just getting ready to start the mahogany backs. So I'm taking the boards, they're each 2 inches thick, and cutting them down into roughly 19-inch slabs so I can glue them down the center and then start working on the backs. There's going to be one piece that's really thick. This will be a one-piece back, but most of these will be a two-piece back just because it's really hard to get a tree that's got good wood that's 19 or so inches long. Actually, it's got to be 14 and a half inches wide anyhow in a single board. So it's hard to get really wide boards, but it's easy to get 7 or 8 inch boards and then glue them down the middle. There's the beast of the board of the single piece again, my saw getting bogged down, can't cut through it, and then when I cut it, the kerf of the wood shrank a little bit, and so the blade got caught in there, so I ended up having to pry it off the blade. That'll be my next big purchase. Will be a Laguna table saw probably, but for now I don't have room for it in the basement until Hannah moves out and I can start organizing the shop better and move back into the other half of the basement to set up some of these tools. But so I'll cut it about an inch through at a time and slowly ease it through and get the board split. So this is just jointing the side of the board just to try and get a flat surface on the edge because they're all rough cut lumber. So this will at least give me one flat side so I can kind of get an idea of what sides I want to use to glue them together, just so I can see how they fit. So now I'm just going to go through each of the pairs and kind of mix and match and see which way they look best together so I can get the grain lined up so it looks the best on the back. And if there's any type of pattern, so the patterns look like it's symmetrical or looks good on the back of the guitar. Since these are not book matched, they came from the same board, but it's not book matched. It has roughly the same grain, but it looks, there's, depending how you set it up, it looks better or worse. So I'm trying to figure out the best way to put them together when I glue them so the grain looks symmetrical. Also, depending on the direction the grain's running, one side might look, the grain will make it look different, like shinier or duller, depending on how the grain exits the board. So I'm trying to at least get that consistent so when you finish it, the two sides will take stain the same way, and so you won't have half that's darker than the other half. Now I'm just running the boards through the thickness planer, trying to get them rough to size. The final thickness of the mahogany on a 59 Les Paul is 44.45 millimeters. And so right now these boards I reach about 3/16 of an inch thicker than they need to be. So I'm just taking a little bit off each side, get it to look nice, and then I'll glue it up, and then I'll do the final thicknessing through the sander, the drum sander, and that'll take it right down to just about 44.5 or 45 millimeters, and then just enough room to do some finish sanding, and then start doing the finish. Friggin' circuit breaker again. If you notice, I always keep popping the same circuit breaker. It's a 15 amp fuse, and most of the power tools run right at like 14 to 15 amps. But then you turn the either dust collection or vacuum on top of that, and it's probably hovering right around the max amps. So what I need to do is just put a 20 amp fuse in there, or run an extension cord to the other side of the basement and run one of the machines off of different power, different circuit breaker. Because this is getting really old. All the circuit breakers popping right in the middle of doing something. And now it's time to glue up one of the mahogany backs. This will look just like the maple tops I already glued up. Same process. Just make sure they're nice and flat. They fit good together by themselves. So if I hold them up to the light, I don't see any light creeping through the joint. So I know that it's a tight joint. So at this point, I'll just put it in glue, rub the glue together in the joint, and then tighten it up. And then that'll get it pretty much good to go. And then when we're completely dry and close, I'll go ahead and pull it out, and then we'll run it through the drum sander to take it down to final thickness and get it perfectly flat on both sides.